What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back in the video on the channel, and as you can see, today is a double episode. So I was driving home and I saw a Wingstop next to a Jersey Mike's, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted, but I knew I wanted one, so I just got both. I walked myself into Wingstop, placed my order. While it was being cooked, walked over to Jersey Mike's, placed my order, got my food, came back, my Wingstop was ready, and here we are. I spent $20 at each place, and let's show you what I got. We got two Jersey Mike's sandwiches. We got the Big Kahuna on rosemary Parmesan bread. We also got my favorite cold sandwich from there, which is the #2, the Jersey Shore Special. Then from Wingstop, we got 10 of the Nick's lemon and garlic. This is a different Wingstop location than I've ever been to. I've always gone to the same one, so it's going to be interesting to see if the food is actually good at this one. The service was pretty much the same. You know, everybody was nice there, and it was clean as compared to some of the horror stories I've seen on the internet. I didn't get fries because I've never been like the biggest fan of their fries, so instead I got their Cajun fried corn. And don't worry, there's some ranch in my bag somewhere, right? One freaking ranch, man. Also, I got these Munchies jalapeno cheddar. They're like them little cheese and crackers. I was in Dollar General because I wanted to buy a bag of Tatum's, so I bought these. I'm gonna try these at the end of the video, and of course, we have a topic. Okay, I'm gonna start off with my Wingstop because, you know, I just want to see if it's as good as all the other place that I go to. Again, brand new location. Never been here. Never eaten here. Got the Nick's lemon and garlic. Yeah. This location's also good. I asked for these well done, and they gave me well done. Bravo. Honestly, this location is just as good as the one I go to. It could possibly be better. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is in a little bit of a nicer neighborhood. So, it was clean. The guy in the place remembered my name when I asked him for it. And when I went to Jersey Mike's and came back, he even said goodbye by calling me by my name. And I know people are like, I mean, that's not a big deal. It is a Wingstop. Like, that's not normal. So, nice kid. Like to see that. And they dusted these to hell. Look at that. So nice job, man. This place might actually be better than my normal location. I'd be inclined to say that it is, which is crazy. Because my location is great, but they gave me even more of the lemon and garlic. They well cooked and perfect. Well, I think we might be moving to a new spot. You know, lemon pepper corn. Actually, no, I got Cajun today. I get lemon pepper. I usually get lemon pepper. Not bad with the Cajun. I still prefer the lemon pep, though. This location's better. The one thing that I will say, though, they gotta change the syrup in here because the Diet Coke is watered down like crazy. But I think I found a new Wingstop location. Everything was on point, and the service was even better. And that's crazy considering the Wingstop that I normally go to. I'm cool with one of the employees there. The issue, though, I don't know if he's there no more because the last 2 or 3 times I went, he wasn't there. And it kind of wasn't hitting like it usually does. This place, I ain't got to know nobody. You can just tell. But let me move forward. I'm going to start with the Big Kahuna, which is my favorite Jersey Mike's cheesesteak. I wasn't sure to get the chicken or the steak, but I got the regular cheesesteak. Comes with the provolone, the peppers, the onions, and all the mayo, and all that wonderful stuff on a rosemary garlic parm. This is a nice little area. It's a nice little area. They put a ton of jalapenos in this. I like that though. Nice little spice. It's been a while, man. Been a while I haven't heard Toretto. Some of my favorite chips. Gotta get them J. Tatum's up in here. But I think the key, and I figured this out in the Wegmans video, when I go to nicer neighborhoods, they're always like better. Normally when I go to Jersey Mike's, they're not this nice. She was double checking every order. I'm not used to that. Well, I'm not mad at it. Big kahuna bangs. I think this is my favorite thing from Jersey Mike's. Yes, I picked the cheesesteak over the Italian. Okay, let's get into the number 2, which is their Jersey Shore special. It's provolone, ham, and gabagool, or capicola, whatever you want to call it. I got mine with their red pepper relish, oil and vinegar, tomato. I don't get lettuce. I don't like raw onion on my sandwich either, but this is the way I like mine. I still think that the kahuna is better, but still, as far as any chain place goes, this is now number 2. Wegmans moved up to number 1. And now that I'm trying this again, I can tell you why. Their bread is good. Wegmans bread is excellent. 1,000 times better. And this isn't bad bread, but Wegmans just tastes fresher. You also get way more cold cuts on your sandwich. Not to mention that this is a regular, which costs $10. And at Wegmans, I got way more food for the same price. It still does hit though, but they have all the same ingredients, it's just better. If I live closer to a Wegmans, I just went to Wegmans. I can't believe it turned the Wegmans bandwagon for me is crazy. But I think we need to normalize activity like this. Like if you're near a McDonald's, but there's also a Burger King next door, it's okay to get both. We need to do that more. Because it's rare that one place has the best everything. And if they don't want to upgrade, we just upgrade ourselves. I'm never going to be the type of person that drives like 87 miles. But if they're close, in this case, they're right next door to each other. It's Jersey Mike's, a tanning place. Wingstop. And I'm much more satisfied than if I would have just got one or the other. So we need to normalize this. We have these Munchies Doritos jalapeno cheddar. I like Munchies, the chips, that comes with like the pretzels and the Dorito pieces. So I used to like these little crackers and stuff. I've never had these a day in my life. I didn't even know it existed. I don't know if I can even get mad at these if they're not good because it was like $1. You know, like what am I expecting? But no. Even for $1, no. Mm-mm. What the hell kind of cheese is that? It's supposed to be jalapeno cheddar, and it does taste like it, but, okay, you ever had their jalapeno cheddar queso? This is like a concentrated, worse version of that on like a stale cracker. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. It would worth a shot. You never know. Look, that gets a solid 1 out of 10. Okay, time for us to talk about a little topic, and today I want to talk about, you know, we just watched a Super Bowl yesterday, and we're going to pivot to the NBA, which makes 0 sense, but about a week ago, Russell Westbrook, which plays for the Clippers now, but he's honestly one of the best players of his era. He had an incident where he got into it with a fan, and he asked for the fan to be removed from the game. And I know that this is a contention point with a lot of people, but in this case, the fan was yelling some pretty egregious stuff. And then the thing that sent Russell Westbrook over the edge. Okay, I'm just going to play the audio. I'm going to say this as clear as I can possibly say. One of the worst things that you can call a black man is boy. It has undertones and connotations that go all the way back to slavery. I have no other way to mince words around it. It's a very triggering word. It's a word that can get you knocked out if you say it to the wrong person doing the wrong thing. And I know that there's much more now than ever. Professional athletes, especially in basketball. I see it way more in basketball than any other sport. Where you're seeing, I've seen LeBron do it a bunch of times. They basically ask the usher or, the security to get someone out of there. And I know a lot of people will look at that and say, these athletes are too soft now. I don't look at it that way because I think that's because of, if you're not familiar with Malice at the Palace, I think that's just the aftermath of it. Malice at the Palace basically was a Pistons-Pacers game for people who don't know, where a fan threw something at one of the players, and players went up in the stands and beat their ass. I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't have a problem with that because someone threw a beer at then Ron Artest, Meta World Peace Ron Artest, doesn't matter, and he went up in the stands. Basically, a bunch of players started fighting. They ended up getting suspended for the whole year, some a little longer, and the NBA came down really, really swift and really, really hard on those players to set a precedent that if you touch a fan, you're going to pay the price, which I get. From the NBA's perspective, they don't care. They're trying to protect their brand, and they don't want fans to feel unsafe. They also don't want players to feel unsafe, so the only resolution to that is that when fans take it too far, you can get kicked out of the game. And I think some people, again, will say that these players are too soft now. I don't necessarily buy into that narrative because I think in a perfect world, Russell Westbrook wouldn't get you kicked out of the game. He'd probably try to fight you. And I know some people say, oh, you can't let that kind of stuff happen to you. I don't side with fans when they think that it's okay to be a fully grown adult and heckle a fully grown adult. I know some people look at it differently. You're entitled to your opinion. Doesn't matter who's right or wrong. I just don't see a point in going to a game and making it personal. I remember one time LeBron got somebody kicked out because they were saying stuff about his wife and kids. I'm fine with the, you suck or all this other stuff, but sometimes people take stuff too far. And just like most of y'all, if somebody says the wrong thing about someone that's one of your loved ones, or crosses the line with certain things, you might want to fight them. But you can't do that at work. So you take the civil route, and you get kicked out of the game. So I don't really have a problem with it. I don't think that fans have the right to go as far as they do. I can think of in NFL games, Patrick Mahomes got snowballs pelted at him. Multiple Chiefs players when they were in Buffalo got pelted with snowballs, and it's the same kind of problem that exists on the internet where there's a lot of people out there who they just think, oh, it's okay because you can't get touched. somebody at the Bills game threw a snowball at Chris Jones. You don't know who Chris Jones is? He is the Chiefs all-pro defensive tackle. He's a big dude. I wouldn't want to fight that guy. I don't think you would either. But you know he's not going to come in the stands. So you say certain things. And I think that in a game like the NBA, that can be potentially harmful for both the player and for the fan. And the easiest way to get it rectified is to get him kicked out. I understand people say, well, I paid for my seats. That still doesn't give you the right to go too far. You know, and I get it because, again, my occupational hazard is I have multiple people on a daily basis talking to me in a way that I know they probably wouldn't really say to my face. I'm not trying to act like a tough guy, but I've never been talked to the way that I get talked to on the internet because people know that I can't really do anything through it. Nobody talks to me like that in real life. Nobody really talks to y'all like they do on the internet in real life. And I think that it's just the culture that we have where everybody feels like they have a right to, you know, again, freedom of speech and freedom of consequences are not the same thing. You can say whatever you want to. You can also get your shit rocked for saying whatever you want to or lose your job for saying whatever you want to. And I think people don't really realize that freedom of speech protects you from being prosecuted. It doesn't protect you from moral police or getting your shit rocked. Sometimes people, in my opinion, I'm old. Sometimes people need their shit rocked. Because I can guarantee you that those fans, the one that threw a beer at Ron Artest, I don't think he'll ever throw something at anybody ever again. You know? Sometimes people need to get like a couple, you know, I'm just being real. I don't condone physical violence, but I don't condone verbal abuse either. I know a lot of people have this attitude, like, oh, well, it's just words. Anybody who sits here and says that words don't hurt is lying. They just haven't been told the right words. Everybody's got something that triggers them. Everybody. There's no one that's immune to it. So, again, I know people on the internet try to put out a false thing like they act like there's something that they're not. Most people do it. According to the internet, everybody's a millionaire. Everybody has great jobs and a hot girlfriend or a hot boyfriend, or this is just another byproduct of that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not sitting here saying you got to go around acting vulnerable and stuff like that, but at the same time, you don't have to act like a tough guy because you can't be tough on the internet. Like, it's just impossible. Just like, to me, you can't be tough as a fan. I remember one of my first things that I don't know if y'all are familiar with baseball, but I remember I went to a Yankees game. The first game I went to in a new stadium, which opened at 2009. And I went to see the Yankees play, I think it was the Angels. And at the time, the Angels had a right fielder named Torrey Hunter, black dude. And I was sitting in the right field bleachers. I couldn't believe what some of these grown men with kids were saying to Torrey Hunter. Racist stuff, talking about, they looked up like his wife's name or like his girlfriend's name or like his kid's name or where, just like all kinds of just egregious type of stuff. And I'll give my hats off to Torrey Hunter. I'll never forget this, bro. Torrey Hunter, at one point, they were calling him racist stuff. And he turned around, he looked up there, and he winked. And he turned around and like finished the game. And I get it, because you have to do that kind of stuff, but I just don't think, again, the guys that were yelling at him, I was sitting about 4 rows up in right field. And the people in front of me were all guys in their 40s with like children or teenage children. And they're just like encouraging. I just couldn't believe it, bro. Look, I don't understand it. I never will understand it. I don't really get why people do stuff like that, but it was like alarming. And the thing that I have even seen on my own page is the majority of people who talk even crazy to me are like grown men with kids, like with whole kids. And like, you're like 42 and like you got kids. Like that's what's hot in the streets. Again, it's not really my prerogative, but I just wanted to talk about that because I was talking about it yesterday when I was watching the Super Bowl and people were talking about how, you know, like fans take it too far. And I do agree. I know some people ain't going to agree, and that's cool. You're entitled to what you want to. I fell asleep yesterday with my freaking window open, and now I got like a scratchy throat. I have my window open because it smelled like food in my house. There's too much food. So, you know, I hate that smell. So it's tough for me to talk. So I don't know if you noticed that, but I'm having like, I'm trying not to cough almost because I got a really scratchy throat. But this is a W idea. I need to do this more. And that's going to be the end of the video. We're supposed to get a crazy snowstorm tomorrow. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. But we'll figure it out. I ain't worried about it. We'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.